this time the Typhoon Dolphin actually made landfall in eastern China, right? So it's a 1,000 kilometers away from Hong Kong. Now, why would it affect Hong Kong? Because the typhoon, it's a rotating weather system. So the winds rotate. Now, the winds are rotating in a counterclockwise direction. So if you can imagine that at the center, so the winds rotating around the typhoon will be from the north hitting Hong Kong, right? So if you go in a counterclockwise direction. And so two things happen. Ahead of the typhoon, the air is actually sinking. Within the typhoon, the air is rising, causing lots of rain, right? But outside the typhoon, the air is actually sinking. So because of that, no clouds can form. And with no clouds, then the sun will hit directly to the land and heat up the land quite quickly. And so therefore, it gets really hot. But it's still quite far away from Hong Kong, right? So what happens is that because it is counterclockwise rotating, and what happens is that the northerly winds from the west side of the storm will bring this hot air towards southern China. So it's not just Hong Kong, but the entire southern China became very hot because of the hot air. Number one, the hot air is being blown towards Hong Kong and southern China. And secondly, the dry air from this sinking air will also be brought, and therefore, even in southern China, the sun will hit directly towards the land and therefore heats the land up. Okay, a typhoon is a tropical weather system that is generated over the ocean, and it usually has a radius of, in the beginning, it may be only about 300 to 500 kilometers, but then it can go up to about 1,000 kilometers. Now, it is a weather system that rotates in the northern hemisphere in a counterclockwise direction, and it has very strong winds near the center, and it also has very heavy rain near the center, and sometimes the heavy rain can extend over a large area for a few hundred kilometers.
它是一个树龄超过了25年的一棵大樟树，那么折断的那一棵树枝，目测呢是有水桶粗细。清障人员呢正在将这一大片的这个树枝呢进行一个分解拆解。那么同时呢，我们也了解到，昨天晚上在这样的一个强风暴雨的影响之下呢，当地的消防救援部门呢也是经历了一个不眠之夜。那么从昨天台风2次登陆开始呢，消防部门呢是这个接到这个跟台风相关的警情呢是超过200多起，那么主要集中在这个道路涉水车辆的人员转移，包括高空排血跟道路清障方面。那么随着这个台风的核心的这个影响呢，离温州呢越来越远，当地的清障包括各
Quite similar. I don't remember the exact number in the previous times, but we in China, it's not unusual to have this type of evacuation, and people are kind of used to it because they know that typhoons are coming, and so they are prepared for it.
出现积水倒灌险情，救援人员全力投入排涝抢险工作。上海从今天早晨开始出现大。
It's going to weaken, and hopefully, by the time it gets further north, it will not be producing that much rain. I mean, the winds will have weakened considerably. So the main thing after landfall is not so much the wind, and of course, there's no storm surge. So the main thing will be whether the system can sustain the heavy rain. Typhoons will be with us all the time. And with global warming, as one thing is that we need to think about whether we can expect more severe typhoons in the years to come. And the severe typhoons will actually become more severe under global warming, although the frequency is debatable. But nevertheless, even if one severe typhoon hits a coast, then the damage can be very severe, right? So this by the same token, with global warming, there will be more heat waves, and as we see that this year we have the heat waves in Europe and North America, and also now we experience that in southern China.
我现在是在浙江台州玉环市登陆之后，现场的风依然是非常大。大家可以看到，我后边就是东海，现在可以看到浪依然是非常的大。
登陆时，台风中心最大风力达14级。